So usou a
mais um.
This is
is the best we can give the SG, the national chair? Aye, comrades, ngadlali ngathi. Asina lufa. Asina lufa. Asina lufa.
Umoya wami uyavuma. Amandla awethu Matla Aruna Matimba Aina all power. Thank you very much, Program Director, President of the ANC, Deputy President of the ANC, officials, members of the NEC, including Comrade Mamluku and Comrade Gwen, who are with me here. Deployees of the ANC, including MECs, Premier, and your contingent of MECs present here, our allies who are here, the ANC, the SACP, COSATU, and Sango in absentia. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Ikona? Okay. Our leagues, Veterans League, I've seen that. The Women's League has been given a chance. The Young Youth League has been given a chance. The Veterans League was omitted. I don't know whether it sends a message that there is no Veterans League in Mpumalanga. All deployees and leaders of other structures of the ANC present here, branch leaders, members, everybody who came here today. Today is Siyanqoba rally. What is this Siyanqoba rally? It is a final push. It is a declaration that our hard work will give us results. And we must thank our people who have committed to support the African National Congress. I have come across many questions like, this seems to be a very difficult campaign for the ANC. My answer was that I've never come across a simple campaign. All campaigns are complicated and difficult. And that's why the ANC works hard to win the elections. We're not working for a coalition or anything. We're working for winning all the municipalities. Anything else, we'll deal with it as a consequence. But our intention is to win all the municipalities. That talks to a very important issue that the ANC is grappling with, the quality of our candidates. Are we convinced? If not, what are we going to do about the quality of our candidates? If our candidates do not reflect the intention reflected in the pledge that every councillor signed, it means all our structures, regional, provincial, and national, have a responsibility to pay attention if the quality is less than what is expected. Now, you see, I have coined a theme here that says, half the time we elect councillors, but find it difficult to constitute councils because we have a number of people in the room called councillors, but when we must constitute an institution, it becomes a nightmare because an institution now is not about the warm bodies, it's about the capacity embodied in the councillors. meaning that every councillor must bring some attribute to that collective. It is the collective of those attributed by individual councillors that makes a difference in the quality of a municipality. So that is what we are busy here today. We are saying we want to win the election, we want to win municipalities, but the challenge ahead of us is to have councils that have the capacity to execute. If we don't have this capacity to execute, comrades, we are going to have all the issues that we have come across. You know, in Mpumalanga, the mayor of Lekwa is the Minister of Finance. Once you have a Minister of Finance declared by a court to be the mayor of a council, it means there is a problem in that municipality. We must assess all of them. If a municipality recorded disclaimers 3, 4, 5 times, and we return those councillors and we call it continuity. Continuity of what? Are we returning continuity of the disaster to the municipalities? That is the challenge that the ANC is going to do. What we got when we're doing door to door, in all the areas, issues raised there must be followed. If we go to an area, sifike kulanda ukutwe siyabulela ngezindlu, but nithi masizithini ezindlu singena amanzi, singena gesi, nithi masithini sizicommit. Bendihamba noPremier namhlanje, sizicommit sijonganapha amanzi azawufika apha, i-electricity izawufika apha. And actually we're already thinking about schools, Maju. We're already thinking about clinics, comrade. Sasagan. And if we make that commitment, it means we have to follow through and make it a reality. Because the difference between us and other parties is that all the other parties make promises. The ANC makes commitments. Now, the difference between us and other parties is that all other parties do thumb sucking. They imagine what they can do. They have no sense of what is entailed in governance. We know how difficult it is. When we make a commitment, we know what it is. We say to people, please vote us back to continue implementing the programs that we have started. Therefore, we're not imagining what to do. We know what we want to do. We know how difficult it is to do what we want to do. We know the effort that is necessary. That's why it is important for the African National Congress to always own up to its mistakes, but not stop with owning up, commit to rectify those mistakes. And that is the ANC. If we don't do that, something is wrong with us. So we're here today on the final push. Part of these elections is an impetus and momentum that was put on the renewal of the ANC. What is the renewal of the ANC? Nomamlu, uthi uyangena endaweni, uyangena nje, ube kakuhle, you are looking very smart. Kuthi angena amasela. Hayibo. Angena amashudu. Uyangena right umhle, ka ungena umuntu angena amasela. We have a responsibility to rid ourselves of such an image. And the way we are going to do that is to confront and deal with corruption mercilessly. It doesn't matter who is involved. It doesn't matter how important that person, there must be no untouchable. If Untitled Chapter ANC is charged of corruption, we must not complain to high factions target when law takes its course, because Chinese could only succeed in making corruption an exception and making factionalism an exception when they were able to deal with flies and tigers in dealing with corruption and factionalism. So we must not just chase the small ones. We must chase everybody who is corrupt. Now, when I arrived here this morning, I asked a question, Ukuti, kunjani ngapha Steve Trade? Abantu banika i-answer teta both sides of the mouth. And I said we should have been taken there, because if there are problems in Steve Tshwete, those problems are going to overflow into Emalahleni. So we must deal with the problems where they originate and not wait for them to overflow into other municipalities. That is the responsibility that we're having. Therefore, cleansing and renewing the ANC is not a choice. Development is not like rain. Akuhlimvula, develop. Kuza kwakhiwa izindlu, kulandelwe ngombane, kulandelwe ngamanzi. Our people must be assured that a follow-up program will fulfill their desires. And appreciate the fact that if we say they must be patient, we must intervene such that their patience is not regretted. No, so it is important to continue following up all the development commitments we've made. We have the capacity to do so. We have the ability to do so. Every municipality can do that. That's why this year, for the first time, we began to talk about what standard have you passed, councillor. It doesn't make people comfortable because going to school is painful, but in reality, up to today's calls are vuliwe. So, wonke umuntu can go to school now, is call zivuliwe. Now, we cannot afford having a councillor who can read council documents. Afike phayo debate nge-gut feel. Councillor bethu must read documents, do an analysis, go to the meeting, and give feedback irresponsible. Now, and as Novas, did we all get this leaflet? Le leaflet, scorecard ANC. There's a scorecard. Mnendas scorecard in the student Christian movement. The function doctor scorecard. Tingayifuni kwenye indawo. Ukuba uJohn uthumela kuYesu. Ukuba nguwe lo simlindileyo or kusekho omnye na. Uthi uYesu kampela kathi ewe hayi uthi uzumxelela uJohn ukuba imfama ziyabona. Izikhwala ziyahamba. Abaneqhinga bayahlanjululwa. Ilizwi likaThixo lishunyelwe nakumahlwempu. Now, let delegation ihamba nesi scorecard yafika yamnika. Wathi awusibona scorecard waqonda uba ngulo simlindileyo. Kufuneka ibe njalo i-ANC. Kufuneka ithi i-ANC akekho umntana who is deprived of development because of the economic status of the household. I-ANC ikuthatha uzalwa ikwenzele into ekuthiwa i-child support grant. Even i-child support grant yakugqiba ikuthathe ikusesikolweni ikunike na ufundiswe ungaphuye ude upase imatric ube na-18 imali egcinwe phaa ngurhulumente ekuthiwa yi-NSFAS itsho ukuthi i-economic status sakho does not determine your development. It is your commitment that determines your development. And that commitment should continue with the ANC. It should continue with this. So, this scorecard says ANC where you have the ANC must not run away and disown the problem. The ANC must commit to rectify the problem because we are in charge, we are governing. If kuthiwa amalahle makayekwe apha eMpumalanga, it is this province that must lead that discussion because imagine Mpumalanga with no coal mines and no coal power stations. How will it look like? It must be this province 80. Sibona transition ilol hlobo, nol hlobo. You know, I was talking to the Eastern Cape one time and said to them, you know, land debate, the province that must actually lead the land debate is the Eastern Cape. And people ask me, why do I say so? I say, That is the most colonized province. You may not believe it. It's the most colonized, it's the only province that has a number of forts. It means it was the battlefield for a long time. So tell us, Sukuti, a land question cannot start in 1913 because in 1913 there was no war of dispossession that was fought. So as debate, Masingas avoid as members of the ANC, Masipumeni with 2 days to actually help abantu abadala, nabantu abangaphilanga, nabantu abane disabilities to go for special votes. I hope we've registered as many of them as we can. So we must transport them. We must bring IEC to their homes. They must vote with special vote for 2 days. And Monday, Sepume in our numbers, vote for a candidate, vote for the ANC in the local municipality, and vote for the ANC in the district municipalities. That is the essence of today's rally. Ukuti sikumbuzane, we must continue visiting people. Don't leave children apart. One of the promised is when the ANC win all the wards, but cannot win the municipality. When you go to the PR, our numbers are low. Sizibone says, lawula umasipala ngomgalelelwano. Singakange siwuplane sithi siwine zonke iwards, but in numbers that was low. Let's take our kids to the vote. Let's take everybody in the house to the vote. Let's encourage our friends to do the same. Our numbers must be high, and the duty yama volunteer and structures the ANC to do so. Thank you very much. Hand over to the head office and the central rally in course.
Oliver Tambo Tumambe.
Amandla! 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 Comrades, the security and people of safety have given us a clear that, and we have been asked that please put on your masks. Ndiyayazi kumnandi nje, but just put on your masks, please, comrades. Yeah, as you enjoy, wait for the hour 7. We must just put on our masks. I'm now instructing all provinces to start the main program. The president is going to speak to us, and he will be probably here at 7 o'clock. Tata Ramaphosa, Tata! I know we have had difficulties to connect in sequence with all the provinces and the speakers. We have had the deputy president. We have had Mantashe, the national chair. We have had Mama Ngaume ngendala ngani penu mama isiNkwelo yandi disruptor. Animlungiselele numkola please man. Utulambile yey. Asumfaki mask man. Okay. Umagogo tsala banali lukise mo please. Or kitata ku lukise tsano. Ema mo mama kisali busy. Thank you. Comrades. We are gathered here in Joburg, Thokoza. We are in Cape Town. We are in Tshwane. We are in Ekurhuleni. We are in Nelson Mandela. We are in Cape Town and Andy Lemsizi Hall, Buffalo City, Mangaung, Polokwane, Witbank and Mahikeng. We are now going to start with our program. In terms of our program, I'm going to ask, we start with the national anthem, and we're going to call the choir to come to the stage as we prepare to sing the national anthem. Immediately after that, we must prepare the interfaith. After the interfaith, we will start with messages of support. Choir, I hope you are ready. We start with the national anthem. Amanda, you know the drill, comrades, wherever you are. You take off your hat, Amatota. All men take off your hat. We're going to sing the national anthem. Thank you very much, comrades.
Sigeleli Afrika maluphakanyiswa uphondo lwayo lizwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo morena buluka sichabasa Yesu ufedise dintoli matswe
Give them a big round of This is Ubuntu Zondi from the name of the choir is Ubuntu Zondi. Give them a big round of applause. Comrades, we are live on Twitter and Facebook. Follow the ANC on Twitter and Facebook. Hashtag community. Hashtag vote ANC 2021. You to continue to tweet, and you can catch this rally live on my ANC. At my ANC book, you can catch us live. We are live in more than 110 community radio stations in the country. Comrades, respect, because it's us. So Mzobiza Comrade Matole to lead us with interfaith prayers, and we must all please nithandaze nabangahambi isonto sininikeza isonto namhlanje. Interfaith prayers, amandla. Thank you very much, comrades. Niziphathe kahle kakhulu abantu bakaKhongolose. Ntate Matole, member of the National Executive Committee, lead us.
Comrade Program Director, Comrade Mbalula, Comrade President and former Presidents, ANC officials and the NECs of the ANC Alliance, the leagues of the ANC, SASCO and COSAS, like Kembe, Moses, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and other prophets. The ANC has a mission and plans to build better communities and to provide quality and affordable services. Just as the dark forces tried to stop Moses and Jesus and other prophets from fulfilling their mission, today these dark forces wants to stop the ANC from fulfilling its mission of eradicating poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Comrade President, I am here to present to you spiritual and religious leaders who studied and discussed many manifestos and found that they are catalogs of dreams and promises without commitments. The ANC dream, the ANC presents a plan and commitments and the resources to realize them. These spiritual and religious leaders are saying the ANC has a vision and a plan to address the challenges facing South Africa and is deploying men and women endorsed by communities. Comrade President and former President, these spiritual and religious leaders are here not only to pray, but also to see to the masses of our people. Tomorrow, all the synagogues and mosques will be preaching the progressive message of the ANC. On Sunday, the churches and other houses of worship will take the same message to all. Wena uphethe amagumbo amane amhlaba thokozani bugogo. We are going to be led in our prayers by Reverend Dr. Mteto Williams of the Ethiopian Church of South Africa and the Southern African Interfaith Council. Bishop, over to you.
Before nithandaze bengicela ukuthi sihloniphe izinyanya zalombutho kaKhongolose. Leyo nto sakuyibonisa ngembeko ukuthi sithule sonke sithi cwaka ukuze bamamele ukuthi yini esifunayo singuKhongolose. And for us as umbutho wesizwe, umbutho wabantu, kunyanzelekile imbeko siqale kule ndawo. I can declare ukuthi ANC nakwezihlandlo is a winner in Jesus' name. Let us pray. Egameni likaThixo uyise, uThixo unyana, uThixo moya ingcwele. Ngwele sheshe ndini yesihloko sakwaJuda. Ndlofundini mabatha idla igoduka. Nkeda amandini yakuloNimrod. Tsibedle zinye. Ndinqonqoza Nkosi yami kwelo khaya lezulu. Ndithwele Nkosi lomkhosi kaKhongolose. Thixo bazali bethu. Thixo mhle kangaka. Vuma Nkosi yami. Xa ndisondela kubo Nkosi, makuthi Nkosi zonke iziphoso abazenzileyo benentshaba nje. Kodwa phambi kwakho Nkosi bangcwele ngoba imposo yenziwa ngumuntu emhlabeni. Thixo mhle kangaka. Vuma Nkosi yami. Thixo bazali bethu. Thixo khokho bethu. Xa lo mbutho Nkosi usondele Nkosi kwixesha lokwanyulo lolonyulo. Bombo zone zomhlaba apha eMzantsi kaAfrika. Thixo mhle kangaka. Vuma Nkosi yami. Ndicela Nkosi leyo nceba wakwawuyenza Nkosi kumaSirayeli. Thixo bazali bethu. Xa beza kuwela Nkosi bebaleka eJiphuta. Thixo bazali bethu bekhutshwa nguwe Nkosi. Waluvula Nkosi wami ulwandle. Thixo bazali bami. Thixo mhle kangaka. Wamnika uMoses Nkosi induku Nkosi abethe ilwandle luvuleke Nkosi namandla onke. Bawela Thixo bazali bami bawela Nkosi yami kuyaba kumhlaba omileyo Nkosi namandla onke. Ibane lenkokheli ke Nkosi elungileyo yalombutho Nkosi ekwayinkokheli yalomzantsi Afrika Thixo bazali bethu. Ewe Nkosi siyazazi challenges abazijongene nazo Thixo bazali bethu. Kodwa wena Nkosi yami wabhala phansi Thixo mhle wezulu. Wathi lo mbutho uyakulawula kude kubuye uYesu ngokwakhe Thixo bazali bethu. Vuma Nkosi yami xa ucela Thixo amandla wonke. Nabo Nkosi bajonge kumatho
Unsmoke your world. Think you know about nicotine? Discover the facts.
apha Thixo mhle wezulu. Befana nengonyama Nkosi namandla onke. Befuna uqwenga babula libone lo mbutho Nkosi. Uzungavuma Nkosi namandla onke. Bakhona ke Thixo abahlele emakhaya. Abantu abadala Nkosi abawazi lo mbutho. Abazali bethu nokhokho bethu Thixo mhle wezulu. Ungavuma Nkosi intshaba zingene zibatshintshe ingqondo. Ngoba namhlanje bahlala ezindlini baphuma ezindlini zodaka. Bahlala ezindlini ezikhanyayo Nkosi ezinombane. Basela amanzi aqwengwe amanzi aphilileyo Nkosi namandla onke. Ngenxa yombutho kaKhongolose Thixo bazali bethu. Abethu abazali bathe bafa beqonqa amatye emigodini Thixo semhlaba sezulwini. Kodwa ngenxa yombutho Nkosi namandla onke ongcwalisayo wena Nkosi elungileyo. Umbutho wesiprofeto Thixo namandla wonke. Siyabona Nkosi emavezandlebe Thixo mhlaba sezulwini. Nawe aphuma kulo mbutho Nkosi namandla onke. Kodwa Nkosi ungavumi. Yenza njalo Nkosi yami ungavumi lo mzuzu omncane. Ngomvulo Nkosi yami nangolwesibili Thixo mhle wezulu lubonakala ulawulo lolombutho Nkosi namandla onke. Cela Nkosi yami unikeze ukunyamezela Nkosi ipresident yalombutho nabamngqongileyo Nkosi elungileyo. Ewe Nkosi bayathuka Nkosi sibathuka imihla nezolo ngoba singabantu Nkosi sinyama negazi emhlabeni. Namhlanje sithetha le ngomso sithethenye kodwa wena Nkosi uhlela ukhona. Wavuma Nkosi ngesprofethi sakho wathi lo mbutho weANC umbutho unaphakade uKristu Nkosi yethu. Amen.
President of the Women's League, Comrade Batabile, and the women of South Africa, I want to assure you in this year of Mama Charlotte Makreke that this is not a boys' choir. We are led by Archbishop Mama Gladys Maraho, who is not here because of other challenges. She delegated Reverend Lieto Mutusola of St. John's Apostolic Faith Mission Church. All the speakers will have 3 minutes so that we save time. Thank you very much, and I will request Reverend Lieto Mutusola to come to the stage.
Gotsombo mo le bontate ka lebitso la morena rona Jesu Kriste ntate moruti sa rapetse haholo fela re African Congress e bupue ho le malifika African Congress ya talwa phezu kwetwala ngo1912 ithembe umthandazo namhlanje sawuthembile umthandazo i-African National Congress yaphuma emajele ngomthandazo i-African National Congress yathola inkululeko ngomthandazo namanje sisayithandazela i-African National Congress sithi Baba Mandela lapho lawulele khona wahamba emhlabeni wena necabinet yakho esezulwini wathi African National Congress mayokhetha nawe uyokhetha ezulwini naye namhlanje uyokhetha i-African National Congress umane ube nayo necabinet yayo uyihole African National Congress no President Ramaphosa siyambeka abantu benkosi necabinet yakhe nabo bonke abahola i-African National Congress sithi lapho niyokhetha khona hambani niyokhetha nayi inkululeko yatholwa nge-African National Congress ayikho yenye bantu benkosi laba sebaphambukile mababuyele ekhaya nalabo sebalehlekile mababuyele ekhaya nayi African National Congress yona yathola inkululeko umhlaba wonke sicela kube nokuthula masikuyiwe ekhethweni sicela nikhethe i-African National Congress. Amen.
Our next prayer will come from Buddhist Guru Lobsang. He's here with us. Proceed.
Sanje judo zoje chona la janju bada dane jasun dage jizo jimbe chonam je ndola penje sanje ndo bare shoi jenje ma go kondo ko zo sanje je vola je toje je ndola se Jere se la chance lo o mani pe me ho mani pe me ho o mani pe me ho mani pe me ho o mani pe me ho mani pe me ho Mani pe me ho, mani pe me ho. Oi toje kan la nyom be chom den de chen zang ben ben en de dong es de zang ge zo ne zo zo we la ben jo ya ye la chan ze lo. O te ya ta on be kanze maha be kanze ranza samunga de soha te ya ta on be kanze maha be kanze ranza samunga de soha oi te na je lama toje che ma chun jo ve de do do ngai ke ma le dai dai da la mi ba dai dai ge de ge shen la dai wa ye do ge de da den bar jin je lo do ge de da den bar jin je lo. Amen. Thank you.
Our last prayer will come from Bishop Tsedu of the United African Apostolic Church under Archbishop Michelo Yamatomo D. Mureri. Archbishop, over to you.
Ndithoma urumelisa bathu bote gogola mudzimu bathu bangafanga NAC ndiyanilebuwa mushumo wena uita ndiri mudzimu ahuna afira mudzimu shangu ndahuwelela rayambana irari mudzimu murwa Jiso Kriste murwa mudzimu manda ote ana ene na hohuna dwazelo da lingafa rari NAC ndiko ulebuwa hoyo mushumo weba uita ndari mudzimu ayengeze manda mamwe vafire hapa ahuna chifiro mudzimu uyarera khandwa dzote naho usingatoitani mudzimu ndi khosi chana chawasi chipfupi une chingakunda uswikelela une ravaho rari athina manji ushava chipinga ndikore ndile uofuwa chipinga nyana. Hallelujah.
We will request the religious leaders to go back to their seats and just say the only organization which was born in the church in Vaihoek in Mangaung is the African National Congress. And until this day, the African National Congress is building ethical and moral leadership because it took its values from the church. We thank you very much for respecting the values of this glorious movement. Hala Allah.
Thank you. Amen. Hallelujah. Comrades in Ekebecha, Nangoza Chepe, Sithi siyanibona apho, amaqabani ekuruleni, tata ekuruleni, tata. Siyanibona apho, amaqabani eWheatbank, eMpumalanga, tata Wheatbank, tata. Siyanibona apho, ePhondweni, Buffalo City buya nayo, tata Buffalo City, tata. Amaqabane eMangaung, Dr. Rentay Mulimela Stadium, tata Mangaung, tata. eLimpopo Pulukwane Sishikho, tata Sishikho, tata. Maiken Convention Center, tata Maiken, tata. President is coming, Makabani. Let us be live on Twitter and Facebook And follow the ANC on Twitter at my ANC. Follow the ANC on Facebook at my ANC. Viva ANC, viva! Comrades, we do have guests here. We will introduce them as the program unfolds. Ndizawubiza ke ngoku messages of support. I'll start with the Young Communist League. 2 minutes strictly. If you jump, I'm cutting you off. Young Communist League, come forward. Young Communist League will be followed by the Youth League. And then the Youth League will be followed by the Women's League. And the Women's League will be followed by COSATU and the Communist Party. Siyanyuka ngoku. Siyakumongameli ngoku. Siyanqoba. Nanso ke. Qabani. Comrade, what is your post? National Secretary. Name? Tinyiko. Comrade Tinyiko, the National Secretary of the Young Communist League. Amandla!
Mandla! Mandla! Tata ANC, Tata! Tata ANC, Tata! Fasi ka magogorwane fasi! Fasi ka bomafikizolo fasi! Fasi ka bomagana ubushwa fasi! Mandla! Thanks, Comrade Tembax, our program director, the president of the ANC, in absentia, all officials, the leadership of all the leagues, the president of the Veterans League, of the Women's League, the national convener of ANC Youth League, all the leaders present here. Today, comrades, we're just doing a final push. The work has been done. We have crossed all the spaces. And today we are here to affirm that young people are ready to vote for the African National Congress. Because we were on the ground. We have interacted with all sectors of young people. We have interacted within the creative industry. And they've committed that they will vote for the ANC. Because they know this is the only organization that can defend their interest. This is the only organization that will be able to adopt the copyright bill and protect their rights. We've interacted with the youth within the sports fraternity. They know this is the only organization that will be able to take care of them. We've engaged with all key sectors, be it the students, be it in the communities. Young people are ready to vote for this organization. But we must make it very clear that as they put their vote on Monday, young people continue to languish in a pool of poverty. Young people are continuing to lavish under high level of unemployment. But this is the only organization that is ready to address those challenges. Through the National Youth Policy, we believe that we'll be able to address some of these challenges. Through the National Youth Development Agency, we'll be able to sponsor young entrepreneurs and continue to develop them correctly. And this is the only organization that was able to take all its candidates to the communities. So we are going on Monday, knowing very well that all our candidates have a popular mandate, not people that will be representing their jackets, not only those that are bitter, but these are the candidates that will be representing our communities across the country, because the ANC is not allergic to its people. The ANC is on the ground. The ANC is in touch with its people. That's why today we can see that indeed real soldiers win the battle even before they can go to the war. And indeed today we are here to affirm that come the 1st of November, city of Johannesburg will be under the capable leadership of the African National Congress. Come the 1st of November, city of Tshwane will be back to the hands of the ANC. Come the 1st of November, city in Buffalo City will be in charge of it. Mangaung Metro, all these metros, we shall reclaim them. Mandla, Mandla.
Viva Tinyiko, viva! Comrades, I'm now going to call the young lions of the ANC, the convener of the ANC Youth League National Tax Team, to come forward.
Amandla! Amandla! Pata ANC, pata!
Watinta bafazi! This is Comrade Noneba. Comrade Noneba Mhlauli. Viva Noneba, viva!
Roar, young lions, roar! Roar, young lion, roar! When I say we the youth, you say vote ANC. We the youth! We the youth! We the youth! Comrades, we have over the past few weeks seen young people across the length and breadth of South Africa come out in their numbers to rally young people around the banner of the ANC. We've seen young people carry this election campaign in the interest of the African National Congress. We've also seen young people all over the country having raised their hands and said they are ready to serve their communities through raising their hands and becoming councillors in their wards and in their municipalities. Comrades, today we are here to affirm those young people that we have put forward as the African National Congress Youth League, to say that these are young people that we trust to be able to solve all the problems that we have at local government level. These are young people, comrades, who are schooled in the Congress cultures and traditions of the African National Congress. These are young people who are product of an ANC-led government which has produced education, which has delivered social services, which has delivered housing, which has delivered job opportunities over the last 27 years. We've also met young people, comrades, who are despondent. Young people who are despondent because of the state of youth in South Africa. And our message to those young people today is to say, let us work together in building better communities. It is only when we are united as young people that we are going to be able to solve the challenges that we face as young people in this country. So comrades, here today we are saying as young people, we've campaigned for the ANC. Come 1st November, we are going to ensure we deliver the youth vote for the African National Congress. Post the 1st of November, comrades, we are going to say we want to affirm those young people as mayors, as speakers, and as chief whips, comrades, all over the place, because we believe that the challenges that we have at local government level must be solved and can be solved by young people. Forward with young people, forward! Forward with young people, forward! Amandla! Amandla! We the youth! We the youth! We the youth! Amandla!
Sweet and short. Uzoyithola kanjani? Uhlele khoneni. Wathinta abafazi. Wathinta imbokodo. Wathinta abafazi, wathinta imbokodo zakufa, finish and clear. Manje, I'm going to call the president of the Women's League of the African National Congress, Comrade Batabile Dlamini. Batata, Batabile, Batata.
Thank you, Program Director, and all members of the NEC. Comrades, the ANC Women's League, together with the Young Women's Desk, LGBTQI, as well as people with disabilities, have traversed the length and breadth of the country with the aim of ensuring ANC victory. Our campaign affirmed that women have always led the mobilization for the victory of the ANC. More than 80% of volunteers that mobilized throughout the country were women. But also, more than 80% of the meeting of communities we attended were attended by women. We also had manifesto endorsements and conversations with women in business, ICT, professionals, academia, intellectuals, women in art, faith-based organizations, opinion makers, and amongst these sectors, we ensured that there was representation of young women, people with disabilities, as well as LGBTQIA+ groups. And women are excited by the nomination approach of the African National Congress that have strengthened the voice of the people, as well as the voice of the communities. Women are also impressed by the Barometer. That is going to be used to measure equally the public representatives of the ANC. Women are happy about the turning point that the ANC has introduced, the pledge, that is going to ensure that all representatives of the ANC respect communities and decisions of the communities as well as the people. We are committed as women of South Africa to vote for the ANC. With the issue of 50% representation, the ANC is the only organization that has come out with the 46% representation of women in its list. No other party has done that. And for that, women are going to vote for the ANC. We are committed to advancing the struggles for women's emancipation. And if we want to see change in the quality of lives of women, we must go out in our numbers, affirm the leadership of the ANC, affirm the ANC, and vote the ANC. Vote ANC. On the 1st of November, vote ANC. Now is the time, vote ANC. Now.
Malibongwe. Ikamala makosikazi. Comrades, who have covered the ground. We know that this vote is not a given. And we know that as much as we have done well, wenzani mfundini undithetha ndizamfaka akandazi andibuza abantu beteksi bandihlonipha kanjani zichomi zami ezo andizi my comrade have covered the ground but it's not over yet. Sibonile xa sihambayo abantu bakuthi imeko abakuyo and what we still need to do. We have done so much but a lot still needs to be done. I'm now going to call Kosatu president could not be with because his way here he got into an accident. She's okay. She's stable. We are now going to call upon the Comrade Butimana speak to us. Party, viva! Tata, Communist Party, Tata! Booty, take over, my comrade.
Amandla. Tata ANC, Tata. Tata ANC, Tata. Niyabesaba na. Niyabesaba na. Thank you, Lelebuwa comrades. As the African community, we want to also declare, as we have and always will, our support on Monday, the 1st of November, in local government elections. And our support, comrades, is based on principles. And one of the major principles is that it is the ANC which can continue to change the lives of our people through local government. It is only the ANC that can build sustainable communities, working with communities. It is only the ANC which will use local government as a way to create jobs for those who are unemployed. It is only the ANC which will ensure that we have got better roads within our communities, that we have better human settlements within our communities, that we have a better life within our communities. ANC haitshwanele tše dintše, comrades. Ba batlang o kare ke Father Christmas ba apere dipurapura tše khubedu. Ba dula ba tshepisa se le sela. Ba tseba hore azanka ba ba mmušong. Ba tseba hore azanka ba rana any local government municipality. Ba dula ba re tshepisa. We are talking about an organization which has continued to contribute to building sustainable communities. Babang in those political parties don't even know whether they will be councillors or not come the 1st of November. But we know that we've contributed in the nomination process of all the councillors, most of them being young people, most of them being women, most of them being the workers, most of them being the tried and tested within your communities. Most of them, you have faith on them because they are reliable, because they are committed to fight against wherever it rears its ugly head. We are to continue to support the ANC in this coming local government elections, precisely because on Tuesday, after the elections, the sky will remain blue and the ANC will continue running most of these municipalities. So today, really makomanisi rinyaka ulilebuwa, we've been to your houses, we've been to your schools, we've been to your universities, we've been to your workplaces, we have heard your plight, we have seen the conditions that most of you live in, and we remain committed in ensuring that we change all of those conditions because only the ANC cares, only the Alliance cares. Ding Cheba Bulelang, Harika Sidu Twelli, Riaichia Johannesburg, Riaichia Tswane, Riaichia Ekuruleni, Riaichia Nelson Mandela Bay, Riaichia Buffalo City. We are taking each and every municipality because only the ANC cares and only the ANC has a history. Amandla!
Comrades, I nearly made a mistake. Thank you, Comrade Booty, because Comrade Blade is not here. You will not mind if the Veterans League become the last, because in terms of protocol, the Communist Party will be the last to speak, and then the President. So I'm going to call our veteran, Comrade Snooki Zigalala, to speak to us. Viva Veterans League, viva!
Good afternoon, comrades. Good evening, comrades and citizens of Soweto. We've come to you on the last day of our election campaign. We have traversed our country as leaders of the African National Congress and the Alliance and have met with our constituencies. We have heard your positive criticism and have admitted our mistakes that by employing and deploying people who had no compassion, skills, and interest in serving society with distinction and humility led us not to deliver on our set objectives. We are aware that some of you stayed away from voting in 2016 because you were not happy with the conduct of some of the leaders of your organization as we failed to meet your expectations. We humbly request that you should give us another chance to govern on your behalf. As a people's movement, we have agreed with you that you hold community meetings and choose councillors of your choice. Where there are disputes, we promise that they will be attended to after the elections. We are aware that you are not happy with ESCOM as it affects stability at home, destroys small businesses, make it impossible and difficult for you to lead a normal life. We have taken note of the disruptions of ESCOM on your lives and have requested the ANC employees in government to attend to this matter as a matter of urgency. Where there is incompetence and negligence, there must be consequences. Yes, heads must roll. As the African National Congress, we have committed ourselves to deal decisively and immediately with corruption, mismanagement, and waste and underperformance. We will ensure that the ANC-led municipalities are run by skilled, ethical leaders, managers, and workers. Our mayors will be interviewed by veterans, the National Executive Committee, and the PEC members. Only those who are skilled, competent, and ethical will be given an opportunity to administer our municipalities. We will ensure that we remove from office those who fail to do what they are paid to do. We will ensure that the step-aside rule for those in the ANC who have been charged with corruption or other serious crimes are implemented. We will ensure that our government implement the anti-corruption strategy under the Justice and Crime Prevention Cluster and the SARS Anti-Corruption Unit. As veterans of the movement, we will focus on ethics, corruption, risk management, and stronger protection of whistleblowers. We will act speedily against officials conducting business with municipalities and act decisively against those implicated in maladministration. Comrades, the ANC belongs to you. You have to be active in your branch and community structures. You must hold your councillors accountable and ensure that they deliver on your set objectives. You must be active citizens as you were during the days of apartheid. During apartheid, you confronted the racist regime with stones and engaged in united mass action. But now, you should be the shield of our democracy and ensure that those that are elected are incorruptible, competent, skilled, and have the interests of serving society with dignity. Comrades, these elections are inextricably linked to our struggle against the legacy of apartheid and colonialism. They are also linked to our unity and the renewal of the African National Congress. We must encourage our family members to go out in large numbers on Monday to vote for the African National Congress. Comrades, let's vote for the African National Congress on Monday. Let's vote. Amandla.
Amandla. Awethu. Dr. Malinga. Awuchok dansisa abantu kancane. Umukrayile thulu. Awusondele. Dr. Malinga
Baba, yeah. Amandla. Yes. Yes. Sanbunan. Amandla. Telefoni sanja mayani. Are you ready? The Kahle. Are you ready? What's up? What's up? Everybody Santa Miami. Viva ANC, viva! Amanda! Amanda! Assam! What's up? What? Everybody Santa Miami. Oh no! Yo segla mulilanga. What? China sineze zingalali. Organjani. What's up? Ngumabisa maphoyisa namasocha. What's up? Are you ready to sing along? Shala Alexani. Are you ready? 1, 2. Kalale. Anisha. Shala Alexani. What's up? Shala Alexani. Hey. Hey. Shala Alexani. Everybody jump! 1, Shala. Hey! Shala. Hey! Asintawo. Hey, Shala. Shala Nini. What's up? Asintawo. Viva ANC, viva! Shala Alexani. Shala Alexani. What's up? It's in Kali PA, I'm in Bandeli Chagat. My PA. Thank you. Shala Alexani. Bambuzila bantu kuma social media. Hey, Dr. Maninga. Hey, Jalalana. Kama mina na machina kuchasila. Are you ready? 1 November Siyanqoba ANC. What? What? Amanda! Oh no no! Oh no no! Shala Alexani! Shala Alexani! What's up? Anisha! Hey! Asintawo! Asintawo! Shala Nini! Anisha! Hey! What's up? Hey! Hey! Oh no no! Oh no no! Viva ANC, viva! Amanda! Viva Ramaphosa, viva! All right, Mr. DJ. Sorry. Viva Ramaphosa, viva! Angetina Sfundile. Viva Ramaphosa, viva! Amandla. Amandla. Awethu. Bona, before the day before my vote, silala as early. Masivuka, so vote ANC. Alisho, laba uvote ANC, automatically, kumele uhambe celebrate. Hallelujah. Amandla. Ngiyabuya. Amandla. Awethu. Comrades, we have our colleagues here from LGBTI. I just want them to come forward and greet you. Just to say hi. Viva Tamitish, viva. Ya lentolena, ANC, angisho. Tammy, come forward. The president has arrived. Viva President Ramaphosa, viva! Viva Ramaphosa, viva! Huh? Amanda! Awethu! 7 o'clock. This is the Ramaphosa time. President uyasibamba isikhathi. Now, Siyanqoba. Akho umuntu usebenze kangaka ukudlula lo president. Afika lana uphuma eSasolburg. Waya eval. Ekhuluma nabantu bakuthi. Who can be compared to him? Ayo yathwana lien. Comrade Ramaphosa. Comrade Ramaphosa. Auna yathwana ni. Auna yathwana ni yena. Yathwana. Auna yathwana ni yena. Yathwana. Thank you very much, comrades. Masingamoshi's card. Comrade President, as you prepare to come to the stage, we are connected to Epai, Molo and Epai. Buffalo City. We are connected to Aguruleni. We are connected to Mavhikeng in the northwest. We are connected to Limpopo. We are to Witbank. Amanda. We are connected. We are connected to. We are live on SABC2. President Uzo Kaiser. President coming to. Comrade Makura, our chairperson of Gauteng, Premier, is going to usher the president to the stage. Are you ready for President Ramaphosa? No, don't look ready. Are you ready for President Ramaphosa? ANC Tata. Tata ANC Tata. Viva President Ramaphosa, viva! Viva President Ramaphosa, viva! Ngena ANC ngena! Ayibuye Johannesburg, ayibuye! Mayibuye iTshwane, mayibuye! Ready for President? President, the people ready. Amanda. On a marks, get set, woo! On a marks, come on! Also, we are ready. We are ready. We are ready. Ramaphosa. We are ready for Ramaphosa. On a max, yeah. Assemble! On a max, lane. We are ready, we are ready for Ramaphosa. We are ready. Assemble, Sakuta. Assemble, bang. On a max, yeah. Oh yeah. On you. Hey. We are ready. Anyone is on the man, is on? We are ready. Assemble, Siyanqoba. Oh yeah. Why are you good? Oh my. So we are. Right? We are. Oh, truly. Amandla Timba Matla Manda Ay, ani party guys. The cherry manda. Ripendura ashu manda manda Dumelang Sanani Molweni Perile Bimadekwana. I can smell rain, but I can also smell victory. I can touch victory. I can see victory coming. Forward to victory, forward. Forward to victory, forward. Comrades and friends, a month ago we gathered in Tshwane. We gathered to launch ANC's local government manifesto. People that we are going to do better, that we will be better, and will work together with all our people to build better communities. Since then, ANC leaders, yourselves as members and volunteers have gone from door to door across the nation. You have touched the hearts of South Africans in many, many ways. We have walked the streets of our country and the parts of our country and the roads of our country. The rain that's coming down are the blessings. That is a clear sign that victory is coming. We know in our culture and traditions that when it rains, when you have a nice occasion, it means luck, it means good fortune, and it means success. This is what is happening to the African National Congress. We are going to emerge victorious from this election. In every village, in every town, in every city, in every township, as well as every informant, we have spoken to our people. We have heard their concerns, and we have also heard their hopes and aspirations. We've heard their desires for better communities and their dream of better life for themselves and their families. It seems like even is on our side, because with this type of rain, it just spells for the African National Congress. Comrades, during this period, we have heard about all the things that the ANC has done to improve the lives of our people. We have heard about the houses that have been built, and I have seen them. I've been throughout the whole country. I have seen what we have done. We have also seen impoverished communities. We have seen how electricity and how running water have been a great problem amongst our people. But we've also seen many other things that were done by the African National Congress. We've also heard about the joy on our people's faces, the old ladies, the old tatas, as they have spoken glowingly about what the African National Congress has done to change their lives around. So, comrades, we have been around and we have touched the pulse of our people, and through this election, our people are hoping that the African National Congress will emerge victorious. But we have also heard about the great difficulties that our people are experiencing. We how our people, families, are having to deal with hunger, are having to deal with pain. We've also heard about the problem that our people are experiencing by being unemployed. We've also seen how many of our people live in informal settlements without basic services. Comrades, we've also heard about crime and violence, particularly violence against women in our country. Many communities have been able to tell us about all challenges. Comrades, yes, as we have been through the country, we have been able to hear our people. Our people are saying they want the basic needs that they have to be met so that they can have a decent life. As we've gone through the country, people have raised these issues very clearly, very fearlessly. And let me say, comrades, sometimes they've raised them in anger. They have sometimes been critical of our performance in local government. They have complained about our councillors that they say are absent from time to time amongst them. They've also complained about municipal officials who do not respond to their needs. We've heard, comrades, about the ANC's own weaknesses and shortcomings. People are critical of the ANC because they know that the ANC listens, and they know that the ANC is in a better position than any other party in this country to improve their lives. This they have said very clearly, that only the ANC can improve their lives, and they have told us that the ANC belongs to them and to the people of South Africa. They love the ANC, but that they've also said they want to see us correcting our mistakes and fixing the problems of local government. The people see that the ANC has the will and ability to make a change. They see that the ANC is sincere about its own renewal, and that it has made important progress in rebuilding the movement to better serve the people. We have seen the steps that we have been taking to renew the African National Congress. After the 54th conference gave us a clear mandate to renew the African National Congress. Forward with unity, forward. Forward with renewal, forward. Our people are saying, since that conference, they want to see their ANC getting better and better and becoming an ANC Tambo of Nelson Mandela, of Mama Winnie Ndikizela Mandela, of Mama Albertina Sisulu, Elian Goy, Joe Sloan, Chris Hani, the ANC of Balele Dube, of Albert Lutu. They want the ANC to return to the same integrity that it had before we're running the African National Congress. Comrades, we know that things often seem worse before they get better. And sometimes there are storms, there's darkness before the dawn, before the sun rises. And we must never be discouraged. And we want our people to continue to trust the glorious organization called the African National Congress, because it is their movement. We have experienced, yes, some moments of difficulties in the ANC where our efforts to renew ourselves have met resistance, have been unsettling, and have sometimes increased tensions amongst us. As the ANC, we are determined, comrades. Barata kapabarati. We are going to stay the course. We are to renew this glorious organization and make it an organization that is fit to serve the people of our country. And we are going to work harder and with greater determination to correct our mistakes and to build a better South Africa. Comrades, as we have moved throughout the country, we have been humbled by the approach of our people, and we have humbled ourselves. We have gone throughout the country and told our people what our mistakes have been. And let me tell you something. As it is in our African culture, when you admit your mistakes, our people have been understanding and forgiving. Wherever we have gone, we have said, these are the mistakes we have made, and they say, President, we understand, and yes, we accept what you are saying, we forgive, and we want you to continue serving our people through the local government councillors that you are putting before us. Comrades, yes, we are going to correct our shortcomings. We know that change is difficult, that fixing mistakes is much harder and more demanding than making them. Over the last 2 years, we've been working to implement the clear mandate of renewal, of unity and rebuilding. Yes, and let it be clear. Let us be about this. While the efforts to renew both ANC and society may be difficult, while sometimes we may experience dark days, there is no going back. There is no going back on the path that we have chosen. And nobody, whoever they are, is going to turn us back on the path that the conference gave us to take. We therefore need to be strong. We need to be firm. We need to do this. These are the blessings. These are the blessings. Amandla. Amandla. These are the blessings that we are being showered with. So, comrades, let's accept these as blessings rather than as distractions. We are being blessed we are being cleansed as well. Comrades, we need to do this to renew and rebuild, position our movement, because we know that only an organization with a proven track record in building a non-racial, non-sexist, and democratic society ensure that we complete the process of fundamental social and economic transformation that we have started. It is only an ANC type of organization, and there is only one ANC, and this is the African National Congress of Albert Lutuli. As we approach these tasks, we understand the pressure that migration from the rural areas to the urban centers puts on infrastructure as well as services, how it fuels the growth of informal settlements and increases competition for scarce resources. This means that we need to plan better, to direct resources more effectively, and intensify our efforts to create economic opportunities both in our rural areas as well as in our urban areas. We all appreciate the devastating impact of COVID-19 on our economy and our society. Our efforts, yebo ngizoza kuma 350 khona manje. I can tell you something. Our people love the 350. Now, I've been telling them, I've been saying to them, comrades, I know this 350 has helped millions of our people, and we are going to see how we can continue alleviating poverty amongst our people. I want the 350 to continue. I know that we are going to look at that with the little resources that we have, because we have to balance things. But we will see. We craft the budget for next year. We will see what we do in this regard. Comrades, what I have been saying to our people is that we turn our local government around, and we are going to have a local government that we are going to be proud of, because we are deploying people, young people, women and men who are experienced, young people who are energetic, women who are clear in their heads what needs to be done to improve the lives of our communities. So, Masipala Bay too, they are going to be a lot better than what we have had in the past years. We are going to make sure. Comrades, we are also going to make sure that as we work on improving our economy, we will ensure that the local economy at the local government level becomes economies that are going to work for our people, so that we can have inclusive growth in our local areas. We are going to tell our councillors that they a conducive climate in our municipalities to make sure that investors can come to our local municipalities and invest. We are also going to be saying we should direct more resources for local development to ease pressure on various services, be it health services, be it other facilities that we have in our areas. So comrades, wherever we're going, I've also been calling, I've not only been doing electioneering, but I've also been calling on our people to vaccinate. So, comrades, one of the things we've done, you know, when you look at the elements of our renewal have had to do with how we choose our candidates, getting our communities to choose our candidates brings our communities closer to our candidates, but it also brings the ANC closer to our people. You will see for yourselves how our people are going to come out in their thousands and millions to vote for the African National Congress, because we are the only ones who have allowed our people to speak, to elect their own councillors. That in itself is an element of our renewal, demonstrating to our people, see, listen, we are not going to impose people's rights to our people. We are going to allow them to choose those candidates, and that they will then run for positions under the banner of the African National Congress. One of the other things that we have done, we got our candidates to sign pledges, and commit themselves that they are not going to be corrupt, to commit themselves that they are going to work for our communities, to commit themselves that they are not going to work for themselves and their friends and their relatives. That is exactly what we have done. No other party has done that. Only the African National Congress. Now, another key element of our renewal is to say that we are going to get young people. We brought young people who are well educated. Most of them are well educated. Degree, masters. In our municipalities, and we are the only ones who will have as much as 46% women representatives in our municipalities. You show me any other party that has done that. No other party. And you know, comrades, we could also be the only ones in the whole world. That is how the ANC moves. That is how we roll. That is us. Comrades, we've also said we are going to talk less and do more. Because through these candidates, we are going to get down to work. As soon as they are going to be inducted, they are going to be trained, we are going to cook them. They must know exactly what it means to work for our people and what it means to focus on improving the lives of our people. So through the pledges that they have made, I am certain, comrades, that they are going to be able to report to our communities regularly. And we have said they must now know that our people will expect them to come back and report regularly. Comrades, even when we cannot solve problems, or where we will take time to meet our people's expectations, councillors must continue to be with our people, and they must continue to be accountable. We will not accept councillors who are going to run away from problems. We will not accept councillors who, after election, will suddenly move away from our communities. We want our councillors, yes, to experience the challenges that our people are going through and to know what their problems are. ANC, this is another issue of the renewal process that we are going through. As the ANC, we are going to monitor the effectiveness of each councillor. Repeat, each councillor, we are going to monitor them and put them under a microscope to see whether they are indeed going to perform as they have pledged. It is for that reason that Comrade Jesse Duarte, the Acting Secretary General, launched the performance monitor to monitor the performance of our local councillors. Just as we have changed the way that we select candidates, we have also changed the way in which we choose our mayors. Our mayors are now going to be chosen in a special way. You don't need to be popular, and you don't need to be a handsome or a beautiful person to be a mayor. We now want mayors who will demonstrate to us that they can perform and that they put the interests of our people before us. We want to ensure that those who occupy this important leadership position in our councils are worthy to the task. We want leaders in municipalities with a solid track record of service, who also understand local government and who have the competencies required to lead and to deliver, and not only to toi and to sing. Earlier this week, as I was saying, the Acting Secretary General launched the ANC Local Government Barometer, which will be published quarterly, where we will be able to see exactly the performance of our local government representatives. The ANC Local Government Barometer will provide comrades an update on whether we are keeping to the commitments that we have made in our manifesto. So it is going to track our own performance, and we will be able to be honest and very direct to our people. It will provide an overview of the state of local government and outline the specific actions that we will be taking to address the challenges that we identify. Comrades, this is part, as I was saying, of our commitment to be more accountable and to be more responsive. This is part of our renewal process as directed by our conference. Changes to the Local Government Municipalities Structures Act, which will come into effect on election day, places far greater emphasis on the conduct of councillors and imposing harsher consequences for wrongdoing. One of our priorities is to improve the quality and the capabilities of officials in municipalities. We will therefore speedily conclude the process. We will conclude the process of carrying out a local government skills audit and change the way in which municipal managers, in which chief financial officers and other senior officials are appointed. So our renewal process is not only for elected representatives, it is also for our officials. There can be no jobs for pearls anymore in our local government. That era is finished. It is finished and clear. Local government officials must be able to do their work with undue political interference. And this is also to us as public representatives, because yes, at times we get tempted to interfere politically, and we say we want local government officials not to feel under undue political influence or interference. Ultimately, the success of all these efforts, comrades, depends on building partnerships at local government level. Just as we brought social partners together to develop the economic reconstruction and recovery plan to rebuild the country in the wake of COVID-19, so too must we build social compacts in each and every area in the country. These social compacts, comrades, should bring together our councillors, our local businesses, our unions, our traditional leaders, our religious organizations, civil society, sporting organizations, cultural organizations, and our communities, so that we can together address the challenges our people face and to build local economies that will create jobs and sustain businesses. It is at local level where the recovery and transformation of our economy will take place. This means that we must maintain local infrastructure. We must provide reliable and consistent services. It also means that we must clean up our towns, our villages, our areas where we live. For I have seen the filth in our areas of living. South Africa must now begin a clean-up campaign. We must clean our towns, and there must be towns and villages and cities that we must be proud of. But it also means that in creating a climate for investment, we must remove regulations that hamper economic growth and use municipal procurement to ensure a market for local and small medium enterprises. We will make sure that all qualifying households receive the free basic services to which they are entitled. We will tackle the problem of electricity supply at a national level by continuing to work, yes, with ESCOM to ensure that the generation capacity is stabilized. But we will also, at the local level, want to ensure that there is investment in local in distribution of electricity and generation as well, also by independent power producers. And I should say, comrades, we want to strengthen local government so that all these services are properly delivered. We also want to make sure that we improve the capacity of our government so that these services can be properly delivered. The African National Congress must renew itself so that it can enable all these services to be properly delivered to our people. And the ANC has the capability to be able to do that. And that is why we must work together to ensure that we address all these challenges. And so we ask you, the people of our country, to vote for the African National Congress. We ask the people of South Africa to go to the polls on Monday and go and vote for this organization that has brought so much change in our country, so that as it is renewing itself, it is able to unite the people of our country. And therefore, we ask our people collectively. And let me tell you this, comrades, our people have already given me a clear indication of how they are going to vote. And it is for that reason that I can smell victory. I can almost touch victory. I can feel the victory surrounding us. And that is why I am saying, yes, let us go out and vote for the African National Congress. The ANC has presented itself to the people of our country. This is a renewing ANC. It is renewing itself. It is cleansing itself. It is rebuilding itself. It is repositioning itself. It is redirecting itself. And it is showing the way forward. And this is the African National Congress that our people want to see. We are on march to serve the people of South Africa, yes, with distinction, humility, and with total commitment. Therefore, ask the people of our country to join us in building communities where safe, in their homes, on their streets, where everyone has a decent house, where everyone has reliable electricity, where everyone and sanitation. We ask you to join us in building thriving communities that are close to the economic opportunities, where local traders can operate freely, where people can start their own businesses, where schools are well run and clinics are well staffed and properly equipped. Yes, we ask you to join us in building cities and towns with safe and reliable public transport, where the streets are clean and properly maintained, where there are sports facilities for children and facilities for the elderly and disabled people. We are asking you, the people of South Africa, to give us a mandate to rebuild and renew this country's cities, towns, villages, and rural areas. On the 1st of November, I ask you to vote for better communities. And I've been saying to many of our people, let us all, on the 1st of November, wake up early in the morning to go and vote. It has been declared a holiday. We will rest after voting. And I ask you all to vote for renewal, to vote yes for this South Africa that we are in the process of rebuilding. And it is for that reason that I say vote for the African National Congress on the 1st of November. Amandla! Amandla! Forward, victory forward. Forward to victory forward. Niyabasaba na. Niyabasaba.